when we divide rational expressions, we have to remember that that's just the same as dividing by a fraction. We're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So before you even start simplifying these by factoring, I would re-express them as multiplication by the reciprocal first. So instead of dividing by 16k to the fourth over 12k to the sixth, we're going to multiply by 12k to the sixth over 16k to the fourth, because we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So the first thing I'm going to do is rewrite this as multiplication. So 12k to the sixth divided by 16k to the fourth. Now I'm just going to treat it as multiplication as we did before. I'm going to extend the fraction bar. Realize that I'm just multiplying everything up here times everything down here. But I'm going to look to cancel factors as much as I can. I have a -4 and a +4, so these are going to cancel to just a -1. I have a 12 divided by 16. That's going to cancel into 3/4, because 4 goes into 12 3 times. And 4 goes into 16 4 times. So if I just look at my coefficients, I have -1 times 3. So that's going to be -3 over just 1/4. So I have -3/4. And now I have to deal with all these k's. Well, I have 1, 2, and then 6. So that would be 8 factors of k up here. So 3k to the 8th. And then k to the 5 plus 4 would be k to the 9th down here. I have 8k factors up here, 9k factors down here. That means 8 of these are going to cancel with 8 of these, leaving 1 of these left over. So my k's really disappear from the numerator, leaving me with 1 in the denominator. So this whole thing would have simplified to -3/4 k, or -3 over 4k. Now here, we have the same idea. We're going to be dividing two rational expressions. So we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So I just write this over here before I rewrite this so I don't forget it. So instead of dividing by 5x minus 5 over 3x squared, we're going to multiply by 3x squared divided by 5x minus 5. So after we rewrite the division as multiplication, now we would think to factor. So I'm going to factor this expression up here by factoring a 2 out of both pieces. So I have 2 parentheses 1 minus x divided by x. Again, 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times -x is -2x. 3x squared. And now I can factor a 5 out of both of these. So 5 parentheses x minus 1. I have a 1 minus x and an x minus 1. Those are the same two terms, except they're reversed, but the sign is the same. So I can multiply one of them by -1 to get the other. So I can basically factor a -1 out of here, or multiply everything by a -1. It's really up to you. I'm going to factor a -1 out. So if I were to do that, I'm going to divide everything here by -1. So this 2 becomes negative, and this becomes an x minus 1. Now I have an x minus 1 and an x minus 1 that can cancel. A -2 times a positive 3 would be -6. And a 5. My x squareds and one of the x's. I have 2 factors of x here and 1 factor of x here. So this is going to be 2 over 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So I'm going to have an x to the first in my numerator. So this whole expression would simplify to -6x divided by 5.